how would you say, like, what steps would you say are good for people? Naturally, you mentioned some books already, but how do we live in a world where we are bombarded by all of that noise all of the time?
Yeah, I thought about this. And when I started making notes, I realized they were super surface level. And it was like, let go of what doesn't serve you. And, all of the things that, yes, there's purpose in that. And those things stand true. But I really wanted to go deeper than that. And I think it starts with literally burning down the stories that you have told yourself. We exist in our minds in these stories of what we've been through. So my number one tip would be burn it to the fucking ground. Like, burn the stories to the ground. It doesn't matter. You don't need those stories to propel you into the next part of your life. You are going to gracefully move into the next part of your life, whether you want to or not, right? So I guess you won't gracefully. You can go in kicking or screaming, or you can go in gracefully, but you've outgrown that person who needed this story, right? And we do it all the time. When you go and you meet somebody and you're making small talk, who are you? What do you do? Oh, how long have you been doing that? Oh, well, I used to do this, but now I do that. And these are all stories of who we are based on what we do.
And I think that could be a really interesting exercise for yourself, is like sitting down in front of a mirror and saying, who are you?
Right. You are not your story, and you do not have to act on outdated narratives.
Right. And if you're in a place where you know this to be true, you know it to be true, you can feel it in your body, you can feel it in your bones, you can feel it when you wake up, where you're like, I am living a life that I don't fucking recognize. That is your cue to start doing the burn.
The burn. And it can start with a simple affirmation. I am not my history.
Mm-hmm.
It can be that simple. I am not just a sum of what's happened to me.
Yes.
Because we think life is always constantly happening to us.
Yes. It's happening for you.
Right. And it's happening through us at the same time.
Well, and isn't that the fucking truth?
Right. And I mean, you can literally have a burning ritual for this where you write down
like a
stories.
physical
You can
burning.
have that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, burn it to the ground in your mind and just step anew. Even if you don't want to do a ritual and you're like, no.
Yeah, just do a visualization.
Make a choice.
Yeah.
It can just be as simple as making a different choice.
Totally. And get out in nature. I know we sound redundant, but like, honestly, a lot of this work and a lot of these topics that we talk about them in detail, but they're very simple concepts. So like a lot of things that we're like, how can we tell people how to apply this to their life? Like on every list is get out in nature. Every list, every single list. It's like, well, just go out in nature.
But even more than that is, if you do look at nature, it's not neat linear patterns.
No.
The trees aren't in neat linear patterns. It's not how shit grows. And we talk about this all the time because my husband is chaos. He sprinkles a little bit of chaos everywhere he goes. And I love that about him. But chaos is a wild and it's unpredictable. And it is just something that we can create with. So my next step to you would be, whatever chaos is happening, create with it.
Right.
Stop trying to stop it. Stop trying to control it.
Right.
Create with the chaos. And what can you create?
Yeah, and feel that energy. Like, because I'm a clairsentient, right? So I always go back to, how does this make me feel? Like, how am I feeling? Where am I feeling this? And when I am in a chaotic type situation where I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of swirl here. There's a lot of, like, I think about, how does this make me feel? And sometimes, yes, the coolest things can come out of that.
Well, it's a creation in its most freest form. It's just not following a set of rules.
Right. Yeah. It's like a firework.
Are you going to sing for us?
I'm not. No.
Oh, man. So the next step that I'm going to talk about is claiming your power for your own. Rachel.
I'm listening.
There's a card in front of you on my desk. On the back of it, what does it say?
The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit.
That's the backside of that particular oracle card.
And it's true. The world does. It needs your voice. It needs your power.
And power is not about domination.
God, no.
It's about self-ownership.
Yes. Just stand in your motherfucking power.
Close your eyes and ask yourself, like, where have I been giving away my power?
Oh, I love doing this.
And we actually had met with this wonderful woman from the Enchanted Table. And she's like, have you
called your power back?
Called your power back.
Yep.
And you were like, what?
No. I was like, I've done cord cutting. She's like, no. That's different. I was like, I've never done that. And it's true. We give our power, especially as mothers. So if you're a mother, we do this on a regular basis, a daily basis. Even if you're not a mother, if you're in a relationship, if you live with your parents, if you work with coworkers and you're very vested in your job, we're always giving our power away to people, places, and things. Like we can give it to things and to places. Typically, it's to other humans. And that exercise of pulling it back, taking back, because I remember before I quit, before I resigned, I remember having that conversation with myself, looking myself in the mirror and saying, who the fuck are you? I don't even recognize you. And what was happening in my job was my power was being stripped away. It was like physically, like responsibilities were being stripped away. Projects were being stripped away. And I was stuck in this like cycle of what is happening? Do I deserve this? And it was all setting me up. It was like the universe was like, oh no, this is coming to an end. This is coming to a close. And so looking back, like when you're in the throes of it, so if this is resonating with you, you're probably in the throes of like that chaos. But when you're in the throes of change and you know, you can feel it, you can feel things shifting and happening and you can't quite explain why, something is coming to an end. That stripping away, that taking back or the removal of the power. And that in those moments, had I had the tools to know that I could call my power back, that would have been very helpful because instead I just spiraled.
Right. Well, and I mean, that's a circumstance that I think a lot of women, especially working moms, find themselves in. But then there's another group of people who, and I will stand on the soapbox all day long, are living in a victimhood mentality that are giving their power away left and right. Every time you blame this person or that person or your job or this circumstance or that circumstance or the fucking weather for whatever's going on in your life, you have given your power away.
Yep.
Whatever is going on in your life is not solely a function of somebody else doing you wrong. And if you believe that, then you are going to be powerless.
Well, you're also going to continue the fucking cycle. I'm finding myself reflecting back, like, because after all of that happened for me, I was like in this state of like disbelief and in this state of despair. And I chose to be there because I had to be there again, because I had to go through it to reach the other side.
Right.
And now, like almost 2 years out, I'm like, oh my God, it was so beautiful